Hey everybody, I hope all of you guys had an awesome weekend. It is Monday, the official start of a new week, and hopefully you guys have a good Monday. This is coming out at 6 a.m., so hopefully anyone that's listening is on their way to work, or hey, maybe even have the day off. I really hope so, because, who doesn't love a weekday off when you're supposed to be working? um, this awesome Monday, I am going to share with you guys a really great conversation I had with Ronan, a good friend of mine. We actually can talk a lot more online than we actually do hanging out in person, but we have this conversation like if we've known each other our whole lives, so that was really interesting. We talk a lot about just Ronan himself and, things that he's been doing with his life. And it was really interesting to find out um, just how much he decided to involve like his life into music. And it's really great to hear that he's actually going to be doing some stuff to actually, perform hopefully in the future. I know we did talk a little bit right after the podcast about some more stuff of what he's doing. I'm not really going to say this, but um, you know, just look out for, what he's going to be doing. I believe we did talk about him doing producing and recording and stuff like that. So if that's what he went to school for, and he does go into some details. So if this is something that you kind of want to dive into, definitely listen to the whole podcast. He talks a lot about all that good stuff. Something else I like to do right before I get this going is my recommendations for other podcasts. Um, we have the local guys in Stay Noisy. That's Austin and Kyle, good friends of mine. The Stay Noisy podcast. And then we have Ryan Tuck's podcast called Get Tucked, and we have Shane Told's podcast, Lead Singer Syndrome. Um, all great podcasts. Now there's a new one that actually just recently popped up. I haven't got the chance to listen to it yet, but anybody that is a Spirit Box fan, their vocalist Courtney LaPonte, I think that's how you say her last name. She started her own podcast. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I think it's something along the lines of Girl Gone Bad. I think something like that. I could be a little wrong, but definitely do some research on it. I probably am gonna change up how much I do promote these other podcasts, only for the fact that, damn it, I forgot to turn that off. I do this in every fucking intro, just because it's hard to try to remember all those in that same sequence. I've been doing pretty good so far, but with more podcasts coming out, I do listen to so many. I don't know. I'll have to figure out a different way to promote everybody, but in the long run, definitely check out the four that I did say at the beginning of this podcast. Again, I had a really great time with Ronan. It was really awesome. He literally came over and did this one in person. And what's funny about this is David, the gentleman from episode 8 from Friday, he actually showed up at like 5, like around 5 p.m. and we did this. We did the podcast with him, and then as soon as he left, like literally saying, as soon as David left, Ronan texts me and he goes, "I'm here," and I was like, "Oh shit!" So then, boom, I just did another one back to back, 2 of them on Sunday. And yeah, it was I kind of stuck, so I had to wait a week to put them both out, but I have quite a few people that are actually being released this week. Well, yeah, this week because this is coming out Monday. But it's really awesome. I love doing this, and I really appreciate all this love and support. And I won't talk much more. But here we go with Ronan MaClean. this is awkward. I don't know.
Yeah, no worries.
But so we'll I'm gonna ask that question again. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm hanging in there, doing my best to get stuff done and focus on whatever I need to get done at the moment, and really just trying to focus on musical projects right now more than anything.
Okay, so what? Okay, so I mean, we hung out the one time doing some vocal stuff at your house, and like. What bands? Because I'm pretty sure I've asked you some of this stuff, but we were mainly there for Austin's situation.
Right.
So
that's basically what we were doing.
Yeah. So the conversation between me and you right now is more. God, this sounds in my fucking eyes right now. God damn it. Fuck you, glass. Fucking damn it. It's like, dude. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like. I
see it. It's on your face,
dude. This is like blinding me.
Right. No worries.
God damn it. Okay. So what? What bands have you ever been in? Because I don't really know much about your musical.
Sure, yeah. I actually started out, I was playing in a band. I don't know if you know who Jonathan Pimentel is, but I was in his band. It's called Standing in Silence. I don't even know if I count that as being in a band because it was so, like, short term in regards to just how long I was part of that project. Because, like, we go over to the house and practice and stuff. And I was still pretty new to guitar at the time, but that's kind of what really pushed me to get better as a guitar player because it made me realize where my skill level was at the time as a musician.
Yeah.
So I kind of I took a step back, and the project at the time, I don't know what happened. We all just kind of disbanded and stopped hanging out at some point, and it kind of made me realize, like, man, there's a better guitarist here than me, and, like, we should, as a bandmate, you should be on equal level in terms of guitar playing, I feel like, or musicianship. And it didn't seem like we were all on the same page, so we kind of just disbanded. And from there on, I went to focus on improving my guitar playing skills. And I ended up going to school for audio production.
Nice.
At Full Sail University for my bachelor's in audio production.
Okay.
And that taught me a lot about some stuff I didn't know already in regards to musical stuff.
Yeah.
I guess, and just recording and everything. And then from that point forward, I started recording my own stuff. I started learning how to mess around in the DAWs and, fiddle around with editing recorded takes of instruments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of starting to get my first band started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, at the moment we are recording, but we are not officially announced yet, so I'm going to refrain from saying the name.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying at the beginning of the thing, like, don't say anything you don't want anyone else to know.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind you not, like, you can edit out this part obviously, but everything I said about the band I don't care. Like, I can say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now we are in the recording process. I don't mind people knowing that. It's just a little teaser. There are people around that know about us, kind of low key, but that's what I've been working on lately. We're kind of we're like heavy, softish, like metalcore-ish, metalcore, deathcore. I don't know how to describe it.
I imagine it being prog though, because you're really fucking good. You do like all the proggy shit.
Yeah, I like to do a lot of melodic note playing, and I like to incorporate a lot of different notes that are very rhythmic but like solo-y too at the same time. And I try to incorporate that into heavier stuff, and then I got really into synthy kind of music as well while I was in school, because I was playing with a lot of synthesizers and different kind of sound samples and all that fun stuff, and I wanted to incorporate a lot of that into my music, similarly to what Bring Me the Horizon has been doing.
Nice.
Like, I've been really inspired by like Billie Eilish and
interesting.
Another band that does that right now, like Amity Affliction.
Oh,
They've been doing that pretty recently. And I really like that style of music because it flows so well. Like, if you can get the right range vocals in there and you can mix the high notes with the low range frequencies, it just sounds super nice and it's crisp and it's very creative. But I'm not directly trying to copy that. I'm trying to
Just be inspired.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
So I like to sit at home and just noodle around on my guitar and record riffs and see what I can come up with over those riffs.
Yeah, because I remember you have that whole fucking rack mount for that Scarlet.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, I need this in my life.
Yeah, I'm not even using it to its full potential either.
Yeah, so what I do with my Helix is I could plug this into my computer and I could straight record the exact tone.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that way my live tone is the same
as your recorded tone.
Exactly, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's really what I'm pushing myself to get right now is the Line 6 Helix, because everybody's getting these things right now.
Yeah.
And like it's between this, the Kemper, and then there's the what's the other one? Axe-Fx.
Axe-Fx, yeah.
Yeah, and so those are the kind of like three main competitors right now, but I'm really leaning towards the Line 6 Helix because I really like the way the Line 6 sounds. Everyone makes fun of them, but they sound really beefy. You can get some really good tones out of these things.
Oh yeah, so the gentleman that was before you, I was supposed to show him the tone that came off of this because he wanted to hear it, because he runs only analog.
Right.
Well, actually no, because I think he said that he runs Line 6, like one of those styles. Like he didn't say which spider, but I know it's one of them.
One of the spiders, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's the bigger one of the 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And so when I was explaining to him about this one, he was like, "Yeah, I kind of like analog sound, but I don't know." And I was like, "Well, then I'll show you this one." I completely forgot. So if you remind me, I'll show you what.
Yeah, no, I'd love to hear what you've got out of this thing,
dude. It's fucking it's a step up from where we were.
Yeah, my project right now, we're using the Line 6 Stomp, the kind of like the little baby version of this guy. It's just a stomp pedal, but you can still program your tones into it and do the same stuff.
Interesting.
And my bandmate has been experimenting with a lot of different tones on that, and he's been coming over and like showing me what he's come up with in regards to tones, and we'll just go based off of whatever he can hook up, because he's really good at kind of dialing everything in to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I just let him do that, and we just kind of let my creativity mix with his knowledge in regards to making everything work.
Yeah, because like my second guitarist, he went and bought the floor version of this.
Yeah.
So now we have the floor version for lead, and then we have this for just rhythm.
Yeah.
And our bass player is now working on. He's gonna get away from the dark glass because
dark glass is good.
Yeah, he has this thingy. Kind of behind me.
Because if I'm not mistaken, the dark glass is a plug-in, right?
Yeah, you just plug it into the fucking front of house, and then they send it to the floor.
Yeah.
And it's solid.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. That's the I think the main bass plugin that a lot of people use for like metal and deathcore right now. Right now, what I've been doing lately is I do straight DI. But, I have the solid state, the amp hub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I pay. I pay like $10 a month for that, and it's not too bad. It gets the job done because you have like a lot of different options to choose from, and like there's a lot of different amp heads and like a bunch of different stuff like that. Because what they do is they go in and they record these tones, and then they program them into a digital software. So like it's weird.
But it like replicates it perfectly.
Like, exactly. It replicates, like you know how Kemper works, right? Yeah. So it's basically that, but for like software.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why it's gotten a lot better, because like you can take like a sound sampler in your DAW, and you can record whatever sound you want, or take a sample of something that's already been recorded, and you put it in that sampler, and it'll create all the different note variations of what that sample would sound like, but in like a musical format.
Yeah.
So then you take like your synthesizer, your keyboard, and you start playing, and it'll replicate that sound, but in a musical format, and it's a lot of fun, man.
That sounds cool. Yeah. No, we on the one of the newer songs we have, Okay, I don't want to say anything more about it, but
Sure.
on one of the newer songs we have, we actually added. Oh man, I don't want to say it, but we added an effect in it. I'll say that. I'll go that far.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we added an effect in it that makes it massive.
Like just punches. Yeah.
I'll show you after this,
Okay,
and you'll be like,
yeah.
like the last person I showed. Holy shit! He like literally stood up and he was like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "Dude, stop!" He's like, "Replay that," and he was like. He's like, that doesn't even sound like you guys.
Right,
Dude,
yeah.
it adds, like, being able to add any extra effects on your songs.
Yeah.
Make it night and day.
Right.
Completely different.
Well, do you mind if I talk about Last Titan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You can,
like,
yeah.
I know you guys have been around for ages and
4 years now.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear about you guys all the time, and it's I think it's one of those things where a lot of bands, they have that growth, you know. They kind of they start out in their first years kind of probably, I don't know, figuring out how to record something together and like get stuff out there, and then like figuring out whether or not you get along with your bandmates, and
Yeah.
then you're beefing everything out together. And after you get that first year, you're like, okay, maybe we can book some shows now because we got some music out there.
Yeah.
So you guys got some years under your belt, and that being said, I feel like you guys are kind of heading in that direction of towards growth and just, you know, newfound music and territory that you guys haven't even touched yet.
Never, dude. We're
Yeah.
like, I don't know how to explain it. We, I mean, I feel like I talk about this a lot on the cast, but like,
Sure.
after the 2020 of just being a wreck for everyone, and
Oh yeah.
it's like, how do I say it? It's like, it's almost like a restart.
Absolutely.
That's what it feels like. It
Yeah.
feels like 2020 didn't even count as a
like,
year.
like this, like 2021 is a fresh start for everybody, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because I've been hearing like a lot of bigger bands, you know, signed to labels and stuff. They've been releasing these albums, and I hear a couple bands, like some of my personal favorites, are on the back burner in regards to releasing albums with material that they've recorded, because it's like, dude, we can't tour on this. Like,
Yeah.
how are we supposed to make money? Like, do we just push our fans to buy merch all the time? Like, we feel like that's kind of wrong, because we're here to make an album that people are going to remember. And it's like, if we release an album, everybody's going to forget about it in like 2 weeks when everyone's on lockdown. And if we don't tour on it, there's no point, because we want to be able to play the songs live. And by
Yep.
the time we tour, we're going to have another album already ready to tour on.
Yep. That's Fit for King did that.
Yeah.
They were like, oh yeah, I know, we're gonna just drop it anyways. Like, keep it on schedule.
Right.
Put the EP out.
Yeah.
Oh man, their EP is fucking
It's
good.
so good, dude. I've listened to that album back to back already, and I'm more than happy with what they did with it.
Yeah, honestly, I like the only song I don't like is the one with the Nova Twins.
Oh, really? That's my favorite one.
Dude, that's my least favorite one. I
Really?
don't like it. I skip it. I'm like, no, it's boring.
It's boring.
It's
to
just
you?
boring
Huh.
to me.
I really enjoy it. Like the voice of the Nova Twins really like bring it out, and it's just, I don't know, it's catchy. It's very rhythmic to me, and I really like the way it flows.
Yeah, see, I love every song on that
Mhm.
record besides that one. That one I actually just know.
That's how I feel about the one with Youngblood on that record. Like, I don't have anything.
Oh.
I don't have anything against that song, but it's just like, I don't know. It didn't hit right for me.
Really? I like
Yeah.
that one. I thought that one was a bop. I was like,
Yeah.
that one goes pretty good.
Yeah.
But I will say it reminded me so much of like a Skillet Drive?
A Skylit Drive.
No,
yeah.
no, Skillet Drive. No,
It's a Skylit Drive.
maybe I'm thinking about just Skillet.
Maybe,
What
yeah.
band had the song Monster?
Oh, that's Skillet. You're thinking
Skillet.
Yeah.
Always, yeah, they're from Lodi, aren't they? Skillet.
I thought they were.
Yeah, and then they moved to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that whole song is radio rock, and then all of a
It
sudden he
is,
says
yeah.
Monster with like a scream, and
And it's
everyone's
like-
like,
it's
"Oh,
like
this
a-
is so heavy."
It's like a fake scream, too.
Yeah.
It's like edited. Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, this isn't heavy. That's not cool. That's so cringe. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's what it on Youngblood. That song.
That's what it reminds you of?
Yeah,
The same kind of vibes.
Young monsters are people. I'm like, you layered that with like 10 voices.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I actually happen to be a huge Skillet fan myself. I don't listen to them as much anymore, but like they were like one of the first bands I discovered that kind of led me into like the metal music pathway.
Yeah.
Ironically, and eventually led into Disturbed. But Skillet was definitely one of those bands for me that I listened to.
I believe. Yeah, that makes sense. Because like they came up when Disturbed was coming up, and System, and fucking and Creed and Nickelback.
Linkin Park was making a huge upbringing by then. Like they were already famous, but
Hybrid Theory is what launched them, I think, even further.
Yeah, it was
Meteora was first.
It was Meteora. That's the album that I was listening to at the time.
Yep.
When I was introduced to Skillet, and then like around that same time I got introduced to Disturbed, and then System of a Down, and
did you ever listen to Drowning Pool?
Yeah, Drowning Pool.
Dude, people don't think about that song, and then I'm like, they're the ones that sing Bodies, and they're like, oh, I love that song. I'm like, God.
A funny story about them that I've heard, where I don't know if it's true, but apparently like everyone like hated on the band because they dropped that song on like 9/11 or something, and like. Yeah, no. I don't know if that's true. Don't.
Oh, I know. I mean, that's conspiracy theory. I guess you could just say it that.
Right, but like I heard something where it's like that song ties somewhere into 9/11 or something.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I heard the song because it was at the end of the movie The One with Jet Li when he's a fighter.
Right,
and like he's like at the end of the movie he's on top of like his evil version of himself.
Yeah,
is like in a prison. On like a planet or something, and he's just beating the shit out of everybody on this. And like he's on the top of a pyramid, and all these dudes are like crawling up, and he's just fighting, beating the shit.
God.
And that's the fucking song that. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I went to LimeWire and I fucking found it, and I got it from LimeWire.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right, because I don't know when that song released off the top of my head, but there was some controversy in regards to the band that I can't think of off the top of my head, and I don't want to like quote wrong information.
No, I'm looking it up.
Oh,
We're gonna fuck it. This came out in June. Okay, no, what the fuck? It says June 21st, 2010.
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
No
okay, May 21st.
May 21st.
2001.
Okay, yeah, no, maybe then it wasn't. Oh wait, no, what? Because didn't 9/11 happen in 2001, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So there was some weird thing happening, because that was around the same time frame. It was a couple of months after, and I guess people were still mourning the 9/11 thing, and like that song came out, and everybody's like, "Dude, like 9/11 just happened. Like, what the heck?"
That doesn't make any sense. No, because it came out before 9/11. Because around
it was before 9/11?
Yeah, it's May.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's September 11th.
So I remembered what happened now. So they dropped that song, and then 9/11 happened, and a lot of people stopped listening to them because that song was like, you see the connotation? Like, yeah. So like I guess they stopped getting a lot of listeners, and I think I don't know exactly, but maybe they got dropped from the label or something.
What the fuck?
I don't know the specifics. This is just what I've heard through the word of mouth of other people. I honestly have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay, this is really sad. I didn't know this, but it's Drowning Pool Devastated to have inspired the Tucson murder.
Oh, wow.
And that's in 2011. I didn't know that.
Because I know now, like, a lot of people, they play Bodies, like, all the time, you know what I mean? And, like, I'm assuming they make money off of it because it's such a popular song.
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't even have it on my Spotify list.
Yeah. I just hear it when I hear it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I know that song. I remember that time when it came out.
Back during the time when that song was like kind of popular again, I was a little kid playing Halo, and like Halo Combat Evolved.
Yes.
And, like, what the big thing back then for me was there was a separate Halo game that was like tied to the series. It was Halo Combat Evolved, but it was Halo Trial. So what the
fuck is that?
Yeah, so it was what they did was it was a demo version of Halo.
Okay.
And it was the original Halo game, and what they did was they gave you like access to like one of the levels, and you have to play through the level like for free or whatever.
Wait, was it Cartographer?
Yeah.
Okay, I had that CD. It was on one of those CDs that you get in the magazine or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did that, and that game was really popular. Like, it had an actual community and stuff, and I was a part of that community because the level of the cartographer was just that level, but there was so much more to it because it had a whole multiplayer like aspect, because you could connect to servers, people could host games, you could host matches, and like
and that's all off the beta.
This was all off like the demo that little CD had, and like you could literally go on Microsoft's website and just download it off the internet.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it had a community of about 5,000 people or so, I want to say. And like there was a huge ongoing thing where like people got really competitive with it, and like they started like hosting like clan wars, because like you could join a clan of like a designated team to kind of like battle other clans with, and like there's like actual forum pages dedicated to this, and I happened to get really competitive into it, and people, in order to show off their skills, would make montages, and like, you know, when you're making FPS montages, you put like music in the background when you're editing your clips and stuff to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
And Bodies was one of the songs that a lot of people would use for their montages.
Oh man, you're like, it was cool the first 2 times. Now I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like when Papa Roach dropped fucking
Last Resort.
Yeah, Last Resort.
Yeah.
But man, when it was like the songs that were kind of like popping off on repeat for me at the time was Bodies, Last Resort, and then you also had fucking, what is that other song? It's like it was like another one of those like Line and Sinker from not some, is it Sum 41?
Yeah, I want to say Sum 41 was a big. They were big back then too. I mean, not that they're not big anymore, because I think they're still pretty big.
Yeah. They also did Fat Lip, right?
Fat Lip, yeah, they did Fat Lip, and
no, Billy Talent. Billy Talent is the Line and Sinker song.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's ringing any bells off the top of my head.
Did you ever watch the movie Grind?
No, I can't say I have.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna sing it.
It was a popular song, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was pretty popular. As soon as it's like, what you say is what you get.
Oh, okay.
That's like as soon as the song starts.
I'm sure if I heard it, I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's that song.
Yeah. Fuck, I haven't. I have that one on my Spotify, but I never listened. You know what? I actually went and added a bunch of old shit. I added like My Chem, Metallica. Yeah. I added fucking old Lamb of God.
Nice.
Even old like For Today from like 2007, 8.
Yeah. I miss those days, dude. Music was really good back then, and I'm not saying music isn't good now, but it's a lot different times, because back then, historically, labels were a lot easier to get deals with, and now it's just like
you gotta have something so
different. You gotta be like, are you touring with this band? You got how many albums you got?
Like you got how many followers? How many monthly listeners?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, like, I'm just trying to get a deal here.
You're like, I'm coming to you for help because I don't got it.
Exactly.
But the reason why it's like that now is because now it's so easy for us to manifest our own growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
That it's like and it's like they look at us and go, well, what do you have to offer me?
Yeah.
Because I have a bunch of money and like fucking bands for you to tour with.
Right.
But what do you have to offer me? A bunch of songs that you made in your garage?
Yeah. The labels are like, what do we get out of it?
Exactly. And it's like, you get all my fucking record sales.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
you're taking a freaking fraction of whatever it is that we're making off of these songs, and that fraction happens to be like 75% up to like 80 or something ridiculous, some high amount, and you're making like, I don't know, 2 cents off of one song per listen.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Like I remember that thing. What was it? I think it was Little Nas or whatever.
Yeah.
He's the one. What song is that he has?
I know what you're thinking of. It's the cowboy song.
Yeah, exactly. So it had like 5 million streams, and he made like $2,500.
Wow.
It was some shit like that, and I was like, no fucking
that
way,
much?
dude. Well, okay, I did some of my own like this like a year ago.
Yeah.
I looked up like how many streams we had versus like, and like, so I looked up like how much does Spotify pay out.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking 0.0002 something something. So I typed in that number, but I just went to like 0.002 and I divided that by how many listens we had, and we had like $120, and we have like almost 75,000 views or listens.
That's insane. That's ridiculous. And
we have more now, but I'm saying like that's what we had then.
Right.
And I'm like, that's it.
That's insane because like if you go back to those days, we were just talking about. Remember when iTunes was like really big? They were selling music for, I think like the standard album price, which is $10-12 an album depending on the album.
Yeah.
And then you had your song where they were being charged $1 per song, and it's like, dude, it's gone down.
It went backtrack.
It went down. Like you compare like what was that? You said 25 million plays or something like that?
5 million, yeah.
5 million plays, like
for every 5 million, it was like $2,500 he made.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, I don't know. You take that 5 million, he'd have even more millions if like that song was worth $1. You know what I mean?
Even 50 cents.
Yeah,
like fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I really don't understand the metrics that they come up with in terms of pricing for how much people get paid out. And
well, I did some research about why it's so low, and the thing is that it's like he has a surplus of people that are paying monthly for it.
Yeah,
he's the one that's actually paying the artists.
Right.
So if he raises the rate, then he loses money, which it makes sense.
Yeah.
But when he has I think it's like 50,000 songs that are made a day that are uploaded.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's 50. What if he was paying out $50,000 a day, but he doesn't have enough people? Paying
that makes
monthly.
Sense. So that goes into another thing that people started doing, like just like low income producers. I want to say maybe like I don't know, maybe not low income, but just producers that aren't as well known,
Yeah.
And they'll have these rapper guys or hip hop guys come into the studio. They'll produce a track or two and maybe an EP, 4 to 6 songs, whatever. And they take these songs and they'll upload them to the popular streaming services, and there's another website, and basically what they do is all they do is just hit those songs on replay, and like over and over and over and over again. They'll have it muted, they'll just have it playing in the background like constantly, so they're generating income from just playing these songs, and people are making like $2,500 a month just by doing that.
What the fuck?
Right, yeah, no, that's mind-blowing, right?
Oh man, I want to know what that is. Like, fuck, dude.
I don't know the specifics of it, but back when I was journeying through my music journey to what I am now, there was a time where I was trying to start another band, and that fell through too. But I was gonna do guitar, and like this guy had like an in with a label, and I'm just like, yeah, let's check out this label. But it wasn't like a rock metal label. It was more like a hip hop, rap, pop kind of label. And I'm just like, why are we trying to work with these guys? But anyways, they were like telling us how we can make money, and we're just like, dude, no, we're not trying to make money. And like we had like this whole like meeting with the label owner and like this other stuff, and he's like, yeah, this is what you got to do, this is how you do it, and once you do that, we can probably sign a deal. And we're just like, it never happened because none of us ended up like really getting together after this. But he was talking about it, and he's like, yeah, you just make like 4 songs, put them on these websites, and you generate the songs on the website and just have them muted in the background. They'll play over and over again, and you'll start generating income from it. And I'm just like, that like, it sounds sketchy.
That sounds so sketchy.
Yeah, it sounds sketchy, but it's legit because it works, because you're cheating.
It's a loophole.
Yeah, you're cheating the system without really going against the law.
I mean, that is completely true. I mean, think about like when you put your Spotify playlist on repeat, and then it just plays every song. Exactly. Are you supposed to get an intro? Wow, that's fucking.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. Yeah, it's like I'm not even sure if I should have said that.
Well, everyone that's listening, all 10 people that are listening,
right?
Y'all know how to make money.
You know what to do now.
Yeah, just go make like 500 songs and put them all. No, you know what you do? You make like
a playlist.
Dude, just make like one 5-second song and then just let it play, and then you get fucking paid out.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Fuck.
It's ridiculous, and
that's crazy.
I think you do have to follow the standard though, so you can't just like make it 5 seconds. You have to like do the standard 2.5 to, I don't know, maybe 4-minute song structure, and it has to have like a certain category. I mean, I don't know. It really depends on what you define a song. Like I said, I don't know the details because this was years ago when I was hearing about this.
Yeah.
And, you know, the music industry changes like every year or so. And I don't know if this is a thing that people still do or not because it's a lot different now. But it's,
you know what it reminds me of?
Huh?
It reminds me of when people would make like a Facebook for like they'd be like, oh, they would make a Facebook for like their band or whatever, and then they would just add every random person that they can, then just send invites to people.
Right.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
No, that's like back to the MySpace days too, because that was like the same thing where just mass send like links to your band page to people you've never met before.
Yeah, because you could message anyone easily like that.
Yeah, it's
that's crazy.
It is. It's absolutely nuts. And I thought about doing it because I had full capability of doing it, but I was just lazy, man. I was just like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, no, I'm between me trying to do more band stuff, you know, fucking doing the podcast now, working a full-time job, being with my girlfriend, and still trying to find time for myself.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I relate to that, and I'm taking the time right now for myself just to be able to be creative again and, you know, make music where I can, when I can, and seeing what comes out when I sit down and I grab my guitar. Guitar is my primary instrument. I don't do vocals or anything. I'd like to do vocals, but guitar is kind of just where I'm more comfortable with.
Yeah.
And
this is my newest one right here.
The sidedness?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
I got it for like $1,200.
Nice, dude. That it's a nice one. Does it have a whammy?
I don't have it on it, but I think
it has a,
yeah, you could put it in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little guy.
Dude, that thing weighs like nothing.
Does it?
It weighs, yeah, you can pull it out.
I'm not used to the weight of these guitars because I own a Steinberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is actually this does weigh absolutely like nothing.
Yeah.
And my Steinberg is maybe twice this weight.
Yeah.
It's because it has no headstock. It's a headless guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has a really thin body too, actually.
Dude, it sounds fucking brutal. I have it in drop A. A little.
Mind if I play it later?
Yeah, we can play.
Cool.
We'll turn it on and I'll show it to you.
Cool. Yeah, dude, that's a sick guitar right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my Steinberg Bowden 7-string guitar with Fishman's in it. It's got,
yeah, that's what's in that.
Yeah, it's got the push and pull pick for the
like a coil
split,
okay.
and then it has a I forget what it's called. There's another thing. It has a coil split, and then there's a voicing effect.
A voicing effect?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So it
that sounds cool.
It kind of like brightens your tone a little.
Oh,
bit.
it has like that little toggle.
Yeah, but it's like a push and pull, like what you would do for coil split. It's the same thing.
Wow.
And then it has the volume for like the tone of the voicings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have your volume knob, and then you have your tone knob, and that's about it.
Does it look like a Kiesel? Like one of those headless Kiesels? Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not familiar with that brand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Steinberg was actually around before Kiesel, I want to say. Either that or they got started around the same time.
Okay.
But Steinberg was really popular because as a guitar player, I follow a lot of guitar-related forums and postings, and I was in a guitar exchange group, and I forget what it was called off the top of my head, but it was really popular, and the guy that owned it was friends with Misha Mansour from Periphery.
Oh, okay, I know who that is.
Yeah, and he was like trading like really rare, like expensive guitars. Like I don't know, like there's a guitar brand out there that's kind of just like the holy grail of guitars called Black Machine Guitars. If you've ever heard of it,
Never.
These guitars are so rare and so expensive. Like I want to say like starting price, you're looking at anywhere between $6,000 to $12,000 just for a single Black Machine.
Wait, what is it called?
Black Machine guitar.
Black Machine.
Yeah.
Never even fucking heard of
Yeah,
it. Never seen
very,
one.
very obscure, and the primary thing is like the headstock. Like on this guitar, it's just cut out. Like it has
like a hollow.
Kind of. It's not a hollow body. Here, I'll pull up a picture for you and show you just kind of what
Yeah, I'm
talking
super
about.
interested. That sounds so cool.
But it's very obscure and they're very rare.
Is that what you're trying to get?
No. I was just saying this group was trading these guitars, and I was seeing them, and I'm like, man, those guitars look really cool, but I don't have the money to get one. And I found Strandberg that way because people were trading Strandbergs because they were early builds of the brand at the time. They weren't, Strandberg wasn't fully established as it is now, like Kiesel or Ibanez or what's the other one? It starts with an O. Like Airstride, and then
Is it?
It's an Australian brand.
Is it Oscamid?
No, Ormsby.
Ormsby. Oh
yeah.
my god, dude.
Yeah. So
Ormsby is beautiful.
Yeah, Ormsby's are really good. So it's like they weren't as established, but all these brands like came around like all around the same time. And
yeah.
When I saw the Strandberg, I just fell in love with the aesthetic look of it, and I'm just like, one of those days I'm gonna own one. But at the time, they were like $3,000-$4,000, and they're still pretty expensive. The one I have, I paid about $2,500 for. Yeah. But they're really nice. They're lightweight. You can travel with them anywhere pretty much. Like, they fit on planes really well. They come with a carrying bag and like tools to tune it and stuff because it's a headless, so you need a little bit more extra stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the most expensive guitar I own, that $1,200 one.
Yeah, my Strandberg is mine, and then I've got 3 other Ibanez. I have another 7-string and then 2 6-string guitars. And so I pulled up a picture of these ones I'm looking at that just came up are $20,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
It's
I've seen diamond guitars.
Yeah, no, it's just like your normal looking.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and like, do you see how the headstock is like kind of?
Oh, it has a cutout. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where that came from. Was Black Machine Guitars was, I think, the original build of those kinds of guitars. But the reason why they're so rare, I guess, is because of the wood that they're made out of, and it's aged wood, and it's like really, really expensive wood that the guy uses, and it's made by one guy. It's handcrafted.
I thought you were going to say, like, it's made out of volcano ash.
Oh, yeah,
or
right.
some compressed volcano, and then he shapes it.
It was forged in the depths of the volcano off of Hawaii.
Oh, my God. Fucking Saruman casted his fucking black magic on this shit.
But Black Machine Guitars were a commission-based guitar brand, so the guy would get commissions, and he would decide on the commissions that he would take because it took so much time to build the guitars. It's one person making them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And over time, they became... They were really good for being handcrafted and just made by one guy, and word got out, I guess, and eventually they were floating around in the market, and because there were so few of them left, it just... the worth of them was skyrocketing, exactly, and that's kind of where they're at. I don't think the guy even makes Black Machines anymore, as far as I know. I haven't seen or heard anything about them in years since I first saw a bunch of people like trading them on the internet, and I'd see people post like, I'm trading my Black Machine guitar for this, looking for this, and I'd just be like, bro. Yeah, this guitar exchange group was like a huge thing.
Are you in it now or no?
I'm still in it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't see as many posts from it because it got kind of saturated with the Facebook algorithm, and I don't see really the posts as much anymore, and I follow a lot of the guys on Instagram and stuff, and I'm in contact with a few of the people from that group still.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's a guitar gear exchange or something like that, and at first it was originally like guitar porn or something like that. Yeah, it was.
That's funny.
I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what it was, but it was just a group of a bunch of dudes trading guitars for other guitars that are worth around the same amount of price and worth. Yeah. And it happened that a lot of really expensive and rare guitars came through that group, and they had to end up like having like the verified seller thing because of scammers and stuff like that. But
because now they have the marketplace or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's why the group died, because this was pre-marketplace on Facebook.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and
so sorry, we were like super tangenting on all that.
Yeah, I know that was a lot. I know.
Yeah,
no worries.
Yeah, no, I wanted to actually way long ago. I wanted to ask you about like why, because you brought up going to Full Sail.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, so everyone listening, yeah, like I swear that I didn't crop this out. I just literally am changing it up. What made you want to be go for sound engineer?
So, music is a huge passion of mine. Growing up, I didn't believe in listening to music.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
I was about, maybe 15 when I first started actually listening to music and discovering all these artists. And I'm just like, as a kid, I was just like, man, what's the point of listening to music? And then I guess I got bit by the music bug, and I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and then eventually I wanted to learn how to record, and I'm just like, how do you do this? And I kept seeing ads and stuff pop up, like, you can go to school for this, and it was like audio engineering stuff, and I'm just like, I'd rather go to like an actual school that knows how to teach it than learn on YouTube, because I'd rather my information be more reliable. Not saying that YouTube doesn't have reliable information.
Yeah.
It's just, my learning curriculum is a little bit different than just going on YouTube and searching how to do certain things.
Makes sense.
And I would rather take a class on how to use a DAW to its full potential rather than just watch a YouTube video for like an hour and still not know what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like at least when you're going to class. See, in my mind, going to school is they start at one level,
exactly,
and they
work you up.
Yeah, and on YouTube, it's like, boom, you
face.
want this specific thing. This is all you're gonna learn. Now you got to go find another video.
Exactly.
And you're like, I don't even know how to get to that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes sense.
And so that's what I started doing. And at the time, I was working for Sprint, actually, and that was draining my soul, because sales does that to people, and it was very aggressive. So I quit, and I was thinking like, man, what do I want to do with my life? And I was just like, you know what? Let's go to school for audio engineering, see how it goes.
So how's it been so far?
So I've graduated in October, and I have my bachelor's now in audio production, and I have a website portfolio that I am currently building for myself, and I'm trying to get my name out there and looking for jobs and people to pay me for work to do. And basically, I'm just a work for hire right now. And
freelance.
Freelance.
So wait, what do you offer? So what is it that you're offering? Like recording or writing with them?
I offer production services, writing, sound design, post production work. Game sound development and production. So I can do, like, if someone was designing a video game, I could like literally be like, hey, I'm your sound guy, I'll record all your sound for you, I'll take that sound, I'll implement it into the game for you, and I'll make sure that everything's in sync, because that's what Full Sail taught me how to do. They have a whole course on how to implement audio into video games.
That's pretty fucking cool.
There's like
that's like a bonus.
Exactly. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And then I can also do the same thing for like film. So like if someone's like a movie director or whatever, and they come to me and they're like, hey, I need a post-production person to do ADR and stuff like that. And ADR is the process where you see a movie and you have to like pick where the sound needs to be redone or added for the movie, and you make empty spots in your DAW for like where you're gonna put stuff, and then you have to like label it and organize everything, and then you create different categories in regards to, like, you have your ambience, your sound effects, voice acting, all that sort of stuff. Because a lot of days in film now, they have actors go back into a recording studio to redo their lines. And
interesting.
Yeah, just because it's a little bit more crisp and clear sound-wise. But that's basically the extent of all the services that I offer in regards to what I'm trying to do. Music and post-production work is kind of where I'm kind of narrowing down where I'm sticking with. But I don't have any like set rates or anything at the moment, because I'm still working on redoing my entire website portfolio.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to take on anyone that needs work done right now. I'm just kind of trying to figure out where I'm going in regards to pricing.
Well, I think have you worked with anyone before, really?
Yeah, so when I was in school, I was doing work with a couple of independent films just for free of charge, and then really I've been just doing stuff with my band, and then people that need help. I've just been doing free work just to kind of get practice in there because I don't want to charge people for work that I don't know how to do. But now I know a lot more in regards to what I'm doing, and I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And so I know how to kind of flow the creative process along and, do that sort of stuff. I also offer mixing services and mastering as well.
Yeah, because like my biggest thing is like people that are. Oh God, I just dropped this. People that Oh my God, stay. People because anyone that wants to listen to this, like they're gonna want to hear your ability, what you can do.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
so can they find anything now, or is it gonna be more like just wait until your site's done?
If they want to find anything in regards to what I'm doing, they can approach me and I can show them what I have.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything concrete in regards to an official website. I have a website, but I can show it to people. I don't mind showing it to people.
Yeah.
But it's not to where I want it to be because it's a lot of older work on there that I've done in school, and I haven't put a lot of my newer work on there, which is where I need to do. And there's a lot of reorganization that needs to happen.
So you need a couple guinea pigs.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Your best bet, because it sounds like you're trying to build a portfolio.
Yeah. Well, my portfolio is built. I'm just trying to redesign it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I need to find like a web designer, put together a website with all the material I have now on my portfolio, take out the content I don't want on the portfolio and replace it with newer content that I've done in recent time.
Yeah. I think your best bet would be to make any kind of like Facebook status if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I've been considering that route, and I've been hitting up a couple of people that I know that are web designers, and I'm going to need some photos done of equipment and to put on my website as well, and I'm gonna have to find like a professional URL and all that fun stuff. But I'm not like super worried about it. I'm still willing
because you could always start with Instagram first, or
Exactly,
Facebook, or
yeah.
YouTube. Start free. Take all the
Yeah.
free advantages you can. Because I'm thinking like what you can do. Because we've had it where we've had producers email us. They find our email on our band pages,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're like, "Hey, I'm a producer that's trying to build my portfolio. Like, for
Right.
free, I'll
Oh, yeah,
fucking
that's a
mix
good
a
point.
song or whatever."
That's a good point.
I mean,
yeah.
we always turn it down because we have one.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
There are so many bands out there that are like, I don't know who to
I
contact.
think when we got together, I even offered it to you, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, we have somebody." And people like when they're more like an established band or group or person or whatever. People like to have that one person that they go to because they know what to rely on that person, and they know that what that person is going to do in regards to what they're expecting.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm saying, like, with you having the freelance ability of just doing it whatever you want, literally, I would just fucking, I don't know, make statuses, and like
absolutely.
say, hey, you know, I mean, what kind of music do you really want to work on? Or are you open to anything?
I'm open to any genre, man. I compose and I write a lot of stuff too. Not just guitar work. I like to mess around with synths and EDM stuff. I like to write beats. I like to just kind of make whatever sounds good, to be honest with you. It's whatever I'm feeling in the moment. And so the other thing I've been thinking about doing is just writing beats for people and just like selling them, because
dude, that's a lot of people make money.
Market. It's a big market. And another thing that I've been thinking about doing is just, I have a little handheld H5 handheld recorder, and I can just go around and record the most random sounds, and literally I can build a sound library for like sound samples, and like I can sell those. Dude, the world is either so, like you'll be able to hear this on the podcast actually. My window was open in my room and I heard a really weird noise. I think it was birds. I don't know what the hell this is, but what the heck is voice memos? That's where it is. So I'm gonna hold this up to the mic just because you guys can hear it. But I was just laying in bed, and like I didn't have my handheld recorder. I just had my phone, so I'm like, I gotta record this because I could use this for something. This is what it sounds like, basically.
It sounds like a bunch of birds.
Yeah,
that's all it
it's
sounds
just
like.
a bunch of birds. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I could probably use that for something. And like I kept hearing it, so it's just like I have some time. So that's just kind of like one of the few things that I've recorded and done. And like, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do if you get creative behind it.
Yeah. Okay, so if people wanted to contact you, how would they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook is Rowan MaClean. Instagram is a Canadian tree.
A Canadian tree?
A Canadian tree, all one word.
Oh my god. Are you the guy from Canada that keeps listening to my podcast? Because I have one person from Canada that listens to my podcast. So I'm like,
so funny.
Are you him?
I'm not actually Canadian. It's a joke that goes back to when I was in high school. I used to go around and wear a hoodie. It was like a white hoodie and it said Canada on the front with a maple leaf. And everyone would come up to me, they're like, "Are you Canadian?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, man, I'm Canadian." And I'd just like fake it because like, I don't know, why not? Like,
why not?
Like,
You're already assuming so.
Right, yeah. Like, I don't know, yeah, why not? And I guess there's some ties with my family where I've had Canadians in my family.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, you know what? Technically, by family, yeah, I'm Canadian, but I was born in America.
Okay, wait. You know what I think about now? Because we're thinking about that. I've seen like USA. I've seen like America and Canada. I've never seen Germany. I've never seen Russia. Really?
Yeah,
I've never seen shirts that
a
are like.
lot of people are really proud of like where they come from, so they'll wear like
That's cool.
stuff like that. Yeah, so there are stuff like with Germany, Russia. I don't know about that one. That's kind of an obscure one. I feel like because I haven't really seen that one either.
I've seen Australia.
Yeah, Australia,
I've seen those ones.
I've seen that one for sure.
I mean, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure there's one for every country.
Yeah,
but I
like,
just
one
never
I
see 'em.
see a lot in particular is like Mexico.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. I didn't even think about that one.
But so I had that hoodie, and everyone would ask me if I was Canadian. But then I was thinking about like a handle, and I was making like Instagram and stuff. And my name is Rowan, and Rowan happens to be a type of tree. And I was just like, you know what, a Canadian tree.
Oh my god, fuck! That's clever.
Yeah.
So we got Facebook, we got Instagram. Anything else?
No, those are the two socials I have at the moment. I'm working on some other stuff. I'm working up the courage to make YouTube content, but at the moment that's kind of just on the back burner with everything else that I've been doing. So,
dude, the best way is just to start. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
These podcast things, man. I was first gonna start out with just my phone.
Yeah,
that was my idea,
Yeah.
and then I was like, well, I got a microphone, which was the one you're using.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I guess I'll just do a Skype call and then I'll record it, and that's with my friend Austin.
Mm-hmm.
So we did one take. It was like 2 hours long, and then I was like, yeah, I hate this. This sucks. I don't like this.
Yeah. There's a lot of feedback and stuff.
Yeah, it was just whack. So I was like, okay, I'll try a different approach. So same concept, use Skype and the mic and everything, but when I did it, I actually fed the line through my Twitch stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I recorded it through my whatever it's called, my Streamlabs.
I am on Twitch occasionally. I'm trying to stream more, but I do have a Twitch as well.
What's your Twitch?
It's Shade X21.
Shade X21 is the 21 just the words or the numbers?
It's the numbers.
Numbers, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would shoot it through Streamlabs and just screen record our call.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it worked out that way. But then I was like, man, this is so fucking complicating. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Then I went to Zoom. Beautiful. And the audio.
Zoom is good. Zoom is a really tight software.
Yeah, legit. Like anyone that wants to start a podcast, use Zoom to do your calls. And then people wanted to do it in person. They're like, oh, just come over. I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And then I went and got a second mic, and then I was like, you know what? I guess this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it works like this. But originally, I wanted to have like a whole setup. I wanted to have like a fucking desk and like have like a fucking background that said the breakdown riff.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be legit, but I mean, everyone wants to jump on before I could even get that far. So I guess that's a good thing.
No, that is a pretty good thing.
But
I remember I saw you post about it, and I'm like, bro, this sounds hecka fun. Like, I'm excited. Like, let's do it. I'm stoked.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Actually, I do. I'm booked out till fucking May.
Wow.
And this is 3 a week.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, people are like, do you really have 3 a week? I'm like, dude, I keep double booking people on the same day. Yes, I have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have 2 that I've recorded on. No, I have 1 that I recorded on Friday, 1 that I did yesterday, and then 2 today. So I have
Yeah.
4. So
Yeah.
I have all next week already done, and I have the next Monday, and I still have
Yeah.
people all next week.
And
I'm
you're still
recording.
editing too.
Yeah, because like once you leave, I'm gonna edit the other 2. That way, I have all 4 done, and I'm gonna upload them and have them all set.
You can have some free time. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Makes
fuck.
sense.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend's gonna get off like at 7:30. So, and I know she's like super fucking hungry. She's been texting me like she's like, I've been craving meat so bad. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, we'll get dinner after
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Yeah. There you go.
But no, there's something else I was gonna say.
We're starting your podcast.
No. I was actually, it was something about your ability to play music. What the fuck was it?
Oh yeah.
Had to do about your going to school and stuff.
Oh yeah. Basically, I think you were just asking me what inspired me to do that.
Yeah. I wanted to find out more about that because, like I said, this is our first real conversation.
It is, yeah. Just in regards to that, sorry I get sidetracked a lot.
No, dude. Oh my god, dude. Honestly, like me and my friend CJ on Saturday, we talked for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Or it was like 3 hours, some shit
my
like that.
gosh.
So and I was like, we have to cut the podcast short, and then we just
Yeah.
kept talking for like another
That's
hour and a
funny.
half. So
Yeah, so what really inspired me in regards to going to Full Sail for audio engineering was I had an experience actually. Do you know Casey Bales of
Yeah.
Hauntless? Yeah. I had a recording session with him because my buddy Richie Abelia.
Oh, I know Richie.
Yeah, he was like, bro, I can get you a song done for like $200. I know you've got like, I want to see what you can do. Like, let's get you in the studio. Like, he's kind of like hyping me up about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got some extra money. Let's do it. And he picked me up, and we went to go see Casey. I gave him like $200.
Oh yeah, you got a car now. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't have one, huh?
I didn't have a car before until recently. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Congrats.
thank you. It's been really nice to have a car now. But so he picked me up, and like we went over to Casey's, and he lived, I don't know where he lives now, but he lived pretty far. And he was like, yeah, let's get the song. And I had a tappy diddly thing, and we wrote a song off of that. And I was just like, we didn't really get to finish the song. Like, it was nobody's fault. It was just, we got part of the song done, but we didn't get to finish everything I wanted to do because like Richie was working. I wasn't able to get there because I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, I really want to get this song done because like it was really cool. And like Casey was also focused on his other stuff, so he didn't really have time to kind of get me into the studio. And I was just like, man, what do I do? And I honestly, I was just like, just send me the session file and send me the MP3. And he ended up doing it. He didn't have any problem because I already paid for my part, I was like, whatever. So I took what he gave me and I tried to write on top of it, but then I realized I didn't have the DAW, I didn't have the plugins.
Fuck.
I was just like, man, what do I do? And like, I saw an opportunity. I was going to go to, it's called LA Film School.
Okay.
So that's a branch that is a part of Full Sail, but they only have up to like an associate's degree, and it's in California. And I was just like, I could do that. I was signing up and everything. I was about to do it, and I was about to start classes, and I was just like, yeah, I guess I'll just do an associate's. But then I saw Full Sail because Full Sail called me. They called me. I didn't call them. They called me, actually. And I'm just like, they called me, and they're like, yeah, so we'd like to recruit you to sign up for school kind of thing. And I'm just like, yo, I don't know who you guys are. Like, I'm going to
That's so weird.
Yeah,
how'd they get
really
your
weird.
number?
I think they got my number because I signed up for LA Film School, and I'd been like searching. And
okay.
I was searching for schools like online, and I put my number in for them to contact me or something, I think.
And they're like the overhead.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so they called me, and they're like, yeah, we hear you're looking to go to school. And I was just like, I'm sorry, I already found another school that I'm enrolled in, and that was the LA Film School. And then I was like, Full Sail, huh? And like, I went back and I started looking at it, and I saw their program, and I was just like, I was even more impressed by Full Sail's program and what they had to offer compared to LA Film School. And so I went with Full Sail. There was another program I was trying to get into that
MTI or MIT Music Institute.
There's that one, but there was another one I was looking at called SEA, which is or SAE, something like that. And they're located in the Bay Area. And I was gonna do that program like years ago, but like I was discouraged by doing a lot of this because like my mom and my parents are like, it's so expensive, like you're gonna be paying tuition.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like, I don't know how to afford this. I didn't know tuition or like student loans were a thing.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, how do I pay for this? You know, so that's what stopped me originally. And then I was like, you know what? I can just take out student loans. Let's do it. And here we are.
You're like, yeah, here I am in debt for the rest of my fucking life.
$36,000. Let's go.
Okay. I went to the Art Institute of Sacramento.
Oh yeah.
$108,000.
Oh my god.
And that's including housing, all my school stuff, everything.
That's insane.
108 fucking thousand.
Yeah, student loan forgiveness. Let's go.
Yeah, I've been paying it for the last 9 years.
Yeah.
And we still have like, I think 70,000 left to pay off.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even go for the whole thing.
Yeah.
The school shut down.
Oh yeah, there was another school that was doing audio engineering stuff. I think it was Pinnacle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got shut down too.
Dude, yeah, Art Institute and the something of Phoenix.
Yeah, I know the Phoenix one.
Yeah, both of them, they were next to each other. The whole building shut down.
Yeah.
Because the very top level was government buildings.
Oh my goodness.
And they bought the whole building out, and the school didn't know where else to go, so they were just like, yeah, we're just moving it. So I would have had to literally move to a different state.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm already paying all this, like I can't afford to fucking move.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I had to leave, but I have a certificate though in video game design.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
But the thing that sucks about it is that it's worthless. It's worthless if you don't have the actual degree. I just have a certificate. So what my
I see what you mean.
Yeah, so my certificate is for video game script writing.
Right.
So I have the capability of walking in somewhere with a certificate saying I could write you a script for a video game. But because I never got my AA,
yeah,
it means nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is worthless. Why did I go to school for this piece of paper
Yeah.
when it does nothing?
It makes no sense. That's stupid.
Yeah. So fuck that. So because we're gonna wrap this up soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
With would you recommend people going to Full Sail?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive because I think that for what I did, they put me $36,000 some in debt or something like that just from student loans. And I mean, I guess that's not as bad compared to other schools because like UC Davis or like Sac State, they're gonna charge you a lot more for other programs. But Full Sail was really good for me because it really helped me kind of find myself in terms of focusing on what I want to do for myself. And if you're really passionate about what you want to do, you're going to stay focused and you're going to be in it, no matter how hard the material is, no matter how much you're struggling, you're going to push through and you're going to do it. That's if you really want it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where my head was at the time. And they sent me all the equipment I needed for all my classes, and they don't do that until you're 6 months in because they want to get all your general education out of the way first. So I had to take like math, I had to take English, I had to all this general ed stuff. And once I finally got it out of the way, they finally sent my equipment, and like I got to start my degree program focusing on audio, and I started learning on Logic for my first DAW, and like I fell in love with Logic the instant I learned it, and it was super nice. And then they taught me Pro Tools, and then they taught me Ableton. The only DAW I didn't really get to learn was Cubase, I want to say, because they didn't really have us learn Cubase.
So wait, you know this one?
Yeah, I know Ableton. I haven't used Ableton in a really long time.
I don't blame you.
I had like 2 months of trying to learn Ableton, and it would like... Ableton was the weird one for me.
It's so weird.
Because like... I knew what I was doing in the DAW, but it was like every video I watched on what to do or how to use it just flew right out my head, and I kept forgetting how to use the DAW while I'm trying to learn how to use it. And it was just like, it was so weird. And like, I mean, Ableton's amazing. I love their sound library. I love their freaking patches and everything about it. It's a great software, but it takes a certain mind to learn how to use that software.
I mean, surprisingly, it's the only one that I understand.
Yeah.
But I've never had my hands on Logic, so I don't know anything about Pro Tools or Logic.
Yeah, so Pro Tools is really good for mixing, in my opinion, and then Logic, a lot of people will do is they'll compose and they'll write and record in Logic, and then they'll import everything or export into Pro Tools, and they'll do all their mixing process in Pro Tools, because Pro Tools has a lot of diversity when it comes to adding different buses and like making organization a priority when it comes to like mixing your tracks. Not saying that the other DAWs don't, but I've personally found it easier doing that.
Hi. That's actually that's like really good timing.
Yeah.
Oh fuck off! Right now I blanked out for what I was gonna
No,
say.
you're good.
Yeah. So again, let's go over where could people. So you want to what? So what do you want to do exactly for a living? I guess
either trying to be a producer for a record label, or I don't know, just an independent producer. Or I'm trying to build a company down the road, and I would like to do post-production for film and video game sound design.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess like a really good thing you do is always just look up fuck dude, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you've done because
right, yeah.
But I mean,
we haven't really talked too much.
Yeah, but I feel like it's sometimes I feel like it's easy as literally just typing in going to Craigslist, sound producer needed.
Yeah, so I actually have a website that I use to apply for jobs on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different job listings of really, really big companies like Warner Brothers, Sony, League of Legends was looking for people
that's cool.
on this website. It's just a job list posting, and it's tied to my schools because they in a sense they help you build up your portfolio. They help you write your resume. They help you do all this job building and searching skills, and I'm up to par with it.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm kind of holding myself back is my website portfolio.
Yeah.
I want to redo it completely. That's where I'm at.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I am applying for these jobs at Warner Brothers and wherever else, and there was one where I saw it was a job posting for sound design in a video game company in Japan, and I applied for it. I was just on a whim. I'm applying there. I'm moving to Japan. I'm gonna do this, and then they got back to me and they're like, "How many years of Japanese do you know?" I don't know any Japanese.
You should have been like, I've watched Pokemon enough.
Right, yeah, no, they emailed me back, and I was just like, yeah, I think I told them, I was like, so I don't know any Japanese, but I can learn.
You're like, Google Translate?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, 2020, come on, or 2021 now.
Exactly.
Fuck, I forget last year.
I think that was
happened.
the only job so far that I had reply to me, and Indeed comes up with job postings every once in a while, and I applied to an internship for something, and they got back to me, but then when I got back to them, they never got back to me afterwards.
Oh fuck, that's annoying.
Yeah, so I was just like, why are you gonna reach out if you're not gonna get back to me?
Yeah, oh man, that's annoying.
Yeah, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just kind of going with the flow at the moment and seeing where things take me, and hoping for the best for the most part, but I'm also putting my heart and soul into everything I do, so...
So we're gonna wrap this up right now.
Absolutely.
So you're tomorrow. You're leaving. You're gonna go on a trip.
Yep.
And you're just gonna find yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna revitalize myself. I'm gonna do some soul searching, write some music up in Washington, and I'm gonna come home hopefully just refreshed and
a better headspace at least.
Yeah, exactly. Because not to get a little depressing, but the last 6 months have been.
Just really hard.
Yeah, just really hard, and now I'm ready to just be like, yeah, let's have fun.
Yeah, well, because I know we talked a little bit earlier about having you jam on this, but I think what we can do is when you come back,
yeah, absolutely,
we'll set up a day on hanging out, and we'll just fucking jam.
I'm down, man. I'm so down. When I'm up there, I can't talk about this too much, but
yeah, you're gonna do some stuff.
I'm gonna do some stuff, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna go for it. I'm right there. I'm just
you got to.
I gotta do it.
It's now or never.
Exactly. It's now or never. And it's man, for anybody that's listening, I'm just gonna give you a little piece of advice and leave you at that. But it's you lose every opportunity that you don't take.
100%.
Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't shoot.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. No, I hear you there, and that's why whenever it comes to when people are like, man, how did you do this or do that? I'm like I just asked or I just did it.
Yeah, you gotta jump on it. If something comes up, you just gotta do it, and everything is about perspective and understanding, in my personal opinion. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, you're okay. All right, then we're gonna leave it at that, and then we're gonna end this podcast. So thank you for coming over and hanging out.
Ryan.
I appreciate
it.
it.
I had a blast.
Yeah, I'm like a little like mentally over like editing, and then I did another one right. Yeah, the one, dude. Honestly, the one before this, we talked about Pokemon. I think like most of the time.
Yeah.
Because like he's a huge card collector.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, let's talk about Pokemon. So we started it talking about Pokemon, and we ended it talking about Pokemon.
That's awesome.
So.
Hell yeah.
Again, thank you for coming over.
Absolutely.
Where can people find you one more time? Just because I know you don't have really a portfolio, so I want people to hear.
So right now I'm on Facebook as Rowan MaClean. That's my first and last name. And then Instagram is a Canadian tree. It's all one word, lowercase. And twitch.tv/ShadeX21 is my Twitch handle. And I will be streaming a lot more in the near future.
So wait, what do you stream? Real quick.
Video games, and I'm going to work it into where I can stream DAW stuff, so like production stuff as well.
Do you know the guitarist to Chelsea Grin?
Yeah.
He does it.
That,
yeah, so and he talks to everybody. So if you want to learn, literally go on there and be like, yo, like I want, I stream, but I want to, like, I don't know how to get my DAW up onto it or whatever.
Yeah,
if you need to do it.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you like what he does.
Yeah.
He's really cool.
Cool. That's awesome. That's really good information. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to end this by clicking the space bar.